And we are live. Welcome everyone to the Connected for Real podcast. And today with me is me. It is another solo episode because today is Thursday. And that's what I've been deciding lately, is that Thursday is that day that I give you a little bit of an update of what happened last week or what's happening next week and anything that's going on in my life. So let's start with Hanukkah is coming up and I'm very excited about it. I think it's fascinating to see the energy building up to Hanukkah, and also having Yutes Kislev this week, sort of like leading into it. It just feels like there's redemption all around. There's breakthroughs all around. There's a big light in the world right now, and it feels really good to be in this moment. I'm feeling very grateful. So as you guys know, on Monday this past week, I gave a Zoom call that ended up going for about 2 hours with questions and answers about Har HaBayit, why we're allowed to go up to the Temple Mount, how do we prepare to go up to the Temple Mount, we have to go to mikvah, we have to separate from our husbands, we have to come ready and available, and we don't come with leather shoes or hiking gear because it is God's home and you act like you are home. You are not on a hike, you are not on a tour, you are here for the relationship. And we spoke about the history, we spoke about what was and what is, we spoke about how the evidence of things are moving forward, and everyone is living under a rock thinking that we're still not allowed to pray, or that, things are terrible there, or the Arabs are controlling it. No, they're not. And we have prayers there with a minyan, with Kaddish and Kedusha and Birkat Kohanim, the whole deal. Everything is going on except the actual thing, which is, there's no sacrifices. There are no priests walking around doing the work, which we pray and hope that one day will be. But for now, we can either look at the empty half, the full half. And to be honest, I'm just focusing on the fact that we have a cup and that it's constantly filling. And as long as we are in the right direction moving forward, I'm happy, I'm satisfied, and more than that, I am grateful to be part of it, because one of the things that I took upon myself early on is that I am not going to be a bystander to the redemption. I want to be a part of it. I want to be active in bringing the redemption. And I'm doing that in building homes and helping you create that harmony in your home. I'm doing that by helping women shine and be themselves and really show up in the best way possible that they are called to show up. So that is, my business of marriage and business and the intersection between the two, and how you can free yourself from all of the limiting beliefs and all the things that are holding you back and all the drama and the noise, and just connect to Hashem and do His will and be 100% here for God and show up for God. And not lately because I've been going up to Har HaBayit for 8 years, and recently I've decided to start talking about it and bringing people with me and just sort of creating more of a momentum towards this, because when we did a lot of work on why, what is your why? My why is bringing God's presence home. And that's why it makes so much sense for me to talk about bringing God's presence into your home, into yourself, and also into His home. So I'm very much in alignment with my why. And it took a lot out of me to be willing to not be loved by all. So I understand if you feel threatened by me talking about the Temple Mount and you're like, but we're not allowed, but you're doing the wrong thing and it's bad enough you're going and this and that. I've gotten people say that to me, and that is okay. What I know and what I want to make really clear is that I'm not here to convert anyone. I'm not here to convince anyone. And I'm not here to tell you to do something against your husband or your rabbi's will. So really, I am here to educate, to help you see that it is moving forward. And even if you are not ready, and even if you are not going, and even if you don't believe this is how it needs to be done, I want you to know deep in your bones that it is moving in the right direction, and you should get ready. So if that looks like starting to learn things that you never learned before, like preparing for mikvah that has nothing to do with your husband, or speaking to your kids about what changes are going to happen when there is a Beit HaMikdash, when there is the Holy Temple. People aren't going to be sick anymore. Things are going to be completely different. And one of the things that blows my mind is when I talk about the things that we had, like, let's say 8 years ago up on the Temple Mount, and now, is that a lot has changed. And if I tell you things now, you're like, oh, that's crazy. That sounds ridiculous. But that's exactly how it's going to be when our children are going to be surprised that people used to be sick, that people used to die from sicknesses, that used to not have a flow, an obvious flow, that everything is falling into place. They don't know what it's like to feel stuck and to feel blocked and all these things that we are dealing with on a daily here. So I think that it's really important to have these conversations. And a lot of people are telling me that they expected their husbands or their rabbis to say it's not allowed. And when they started the conversation and came with the questions, the answer was, oh, actually, if you know where to go and you know how to prepare, you're allowed to go. And they were surprised because they were assuming I was doing the wrong thing, and then turned out I was actually onto something. And that's a very sweet feeling. So I'm willing to be in the discomfort with you, and I am okay standing up and saying what I am doing and allowing you to do exactly what you do and not trying to change you. So that was just about that. On Monday, we had a Q&A, and it was fascinating. It was amazing. You can be in touch, and I will send you the replay. And on Wednesday, this coming week, we are actually going to be going up to the Temple Mount as a group of women. So there's something really powerful about women, about our ability to be and to hold and to receive and to create. And we are going to go up there all together to show up. And as I said in the group, in the Zoom, I don't have a plan because I don't know what God wants. But I know that when we get there, we're going to find out. And that's what we will do. If it's pray, if it's sing, if it's meditate, if it's, I don't know, we're here. We are here. Whatever you want from us. We're probably going to receive downloads. It's going to be pretty fun. So if you're interested, definitely look into this. Be in touch. We're going to be there on Wednesday, the third day of Hanukkah, at around 9 a.m. So first of all, if you want to send names for prayers, do that, because we will have a list on our phone that will include everybody's names for prayers. If you want to come with us, make sure that you are aware of the halachot, of the laws, going to mikvah beforehand, not being contaminated by the things that can make you impure, and preparing properly. Be in touch if you need more details, and I really look forward to doing this. The other thing I want to talk about is the rain. Thank God we got some rain. It's probably why I look a little fuzzy, or why it's getting choppy. Because thank God we have rain, and it's the second day of rain, and it's really beautiful. And I woke up this morning and looked out the window and was like, woo, I don't feel like I'm in Israel anymore. There was like a grayness to the sky that I'm not used to seeing, and it was very, very beautiful. On Wednesday, I was supposed to go to the second class of the weaving course, and they canceled. And I told my brother that they canceled, and he laughed, and he says, they don't cancel school, or they don't cancel classes when it's raining missiles, but they cancel for the rain. Does that make sense? He says, we used to go to school in the snow, and here they're canceling for rain. So obviously, because they realize that we're coming from all over the country, and all of us are going to be traveling for at least an hour. For me, it's an hour and a half. There was a lady there who, 2 hours. So it's not really pleasant. It's not one of those classes that's like, oh, I'll just go across the street or I'll go down the block. It's really a big schlep. And also, the house that we are learning in is under ground level. So if, let's say, this was the road, so you go down 4 steps to get to their yard, and then in order to get into the house, you go down another step, and that's their kitchen, dining room, and then they have another step down to their living room. So you understand that their home is actually much lower than ground level. And he said that he doesn't want us to all be there when there is a flood, and he asked us to pray for his parents who are hosting this, that they should, please God, not have to deal with a flood in their house. So I am, right here praying for them to have a safe rain. And I'm also really glad that they canceled, because I was sort of like concerned but willing to go because I committed, that feeling. And then thank God made the decision for me and I didn't have to go. So what did I do instead? I felt like I got a present of a day. Like when you have a schedule and your schedule is all full and you have something to do every day, and suddenly one day just get empty again. That was so fun. I went to the store, I bought vegetables, and I sat here so meditative. I was watching things, I was listening to things, and I was interacting with on a Zoom call. I had basically the whole morning to myself to do the things I love to do, and I chopped up vegetables and created Ziploc bags of soups to go, so all the vegetables are ready to just be thrown into the pot. I also made little Ziplocs of chopped up carrots, chopped up onions, chopped up garlic, so that I can just grab and throw into whatever I'm making. And I feel like this is going to set me up for success in the long run, because one of the things that I feel overwhelmed by when I am like, oh, what are we going to eat today? And I only have an hour left and I need to figure out something. And the first thing is, what vegetables do we have? And do I have the energy to chop them? And what am I going to do with that? So if I already have the vegetables, then all I need to think about is, okay, now what do I add to this to make it something? And so I can add rice, I can add lentils, I can make a soup, I can do a lot of cool things when I already have the vegetables chopped up. And it made me so happy. I'm going to post it on my Instagram. Actually, I think I did already yesterday. You can go look on my Instagram, Connected for Real, and see that I took a picture of all the little Ziploc bags and how beautiful it is. And it's so colorful and beautiful. It made me so happy. These are the types of things that make me happy, and I'm so grateful that I'm able to do that for myself. The other thing I did was I made cookies. I have a cookie recipe that I have been perfecting throughout the years. And of course, I forgot to add sugar. And I was really beating myself up. They were already in the oven when I realized that I didn't put in any sugar, not white sugar, not brown sugar, nothing. Depending on like my mood is when I decide what type of sugar I put. But then I totally forgot sugar this time. And I have to tell you something. It didn't matter. The kids came home and they saw that there was cookies and they ate the cookies and they were happy with the cookies. And if not for the fact that I overcooked them a little bit and some of them came out burnt, they would not have complained about anything. So the only complaint was that they're a little burnt, but the taste was totally fine. And I am very grateful to tell you that the chocolate chips made the day, because I think that, first of all, I use applesauce, and that has a little bit of sweetness naturally. And also the chocolate chips are filled with sugar. I get the ones that are like 49% chocolate or cocoa, whatever it is. So they were good quality, yummy chocolate that sort of saved the day of the cookie. And I'm very grateful, very, very grateful. And I have good news for you. You can forget the sugar and your kids are still going to be okay. Thank God. And also, I've been enjoying them, so that's exciting. What else am I going to tell you about? I want to make this episode in the memory of Rivka Esther Bat Naomi, who I only found out about yesterday. I was talking to a friend and I told her I was going up to Har Bayit, and she told me to daven for her, and then she sent me videos of her speaking so that I could see who she's talking about. And I said, wow, what a light, what a beautiful person. I'm really hoping that she has a refuah shalema, a speedy recovery. And then that night at 8:15 p.m. I got a message from that same friend telling me that she has passed away. And I felt this vibration in my body. And I said to myself, I could be annoyed that I can't believe I just found out about her and now she's already gone. But I also had this huge gratitude for feeling so blessed that I had the opportunity to pray for her when she was alive and to hear about her when she was alive. So I know very little about her because I only met her yesterday. But I also feel really blessed to have been touched by her while she was in this world. So I just wanted to give you a little bit of that behind the scenes of what was going on in my head. It reminds me of when Aviela Sasson, Zichronah Livracha, my mentor, I went to her workshop about marriage. I was very good friends with her. I would go to her for advice a lot. And she was much older than me, and so I always felt like it was like a mentor-mentee relationship. And then one day she said, oh, I love having you as my friend. And I was like, what? She sees me as a friend? I feel so honored. So anyway, when she passed away, a lot of people said, oh, it's such a pity that I didn't get to go more, that I didn't show up as much as I should have, that I didn't blah, blah, blah. And, we like to beat ourselves up for the things that we didn't do. And I want you to catch that and be okay with whatever was exact. And I am grateful for that exact thing. So I feel very blessed that I have Aviela on my side. And I feel that a lot of what I do is based on what I learned from her. And a lot of who I've become is based on the advice and the love that she gave me as a student. And so I am giving you permission to look at something that you could feel as, oh, shucks, I missed out, to say, no, whatever was exact, and I'm grateful for that. Okay? Whew. Now I'm going to tell you about a client of mine that was just today. It blows my mind how amazing my clients are, first of all. The things that they bring to the table and the work that we do is so, so deep and so magnificent. We were talking about abundance, money. Why is it so hard for me to deal with money? Why, these are the things that she brought to the call. So many triggers around money. So much is happening that has to do with money. And she just doesn't know how to deal with it, because in her head, she knows that everything is God and the source is God. And in her body, she's unable to allow it to be. Like, it's almost unexplainable that it's from God, and you shouldn't control it, and that it's not in your hands, and that but something isn't sitting right. So I said, great awareness, and everything you need to know. Let's incorporate that into your body. And we did this amazing meditation that was all about money. That was about the understanding that there are 3 stages of money. There is the receiving part, then there is the containing part, and then there is the giving part. And there's something about that flow that we were able to visualize with light, and the pure light coming from God, full of abundance, coming through the top of your head and really filling you up, and then feel that abundance in your body, and then you holding that And then the third stage is you and your ability to just shine it through to the next stage, to other people, and through your hands, really allowing it to come out. And while we did that, the awareness was that I'm not receiving. It's not even coming through because I'm not worthy. And then we got to do worthy work that was incredible. And I am still in a high from the experience that she went through, because here I am witnessing a woman who has been living her entire life with the belief that she does not deserve to receive, that she needs to do something in order to be worthy of receiving. And she's not the only one. She's not the only one. That's what's amazing, is I'm so grateful I recorded that meditation, because now I'm going to put it into my meditation library and it's going to be available for everyone, because anyone who is in my program has access to the meditation library and is able to tap into any of the meditations, and they're titled really well. So, for example, this one is called The Flow of Money, Worthy of Receiving. So it's very, very clear that this is about this, and that you are going to come out of the other side of this meditation feeling different. And I want to make it really clear that a lot of the work that we do is starting the balls rolling in the right direction, with changing the way that you see it and experiencing it and all of that great stuff, but also the support that comes along with it. Because what happens at the end of the day is that worthiness wants to block. It wants to protect you. It's not here because it wants to be here. It's here because there's something that has been needed. You needed to protect yourself from the world. You needed to believe this in order to survive. And so usually, within the week of the work that we did together, there's follow-up questions. There are things that come up. There's situations that you want to discuss with me. And that's why I have VIP on-call service. So if you have WhatsApp, you can WhatsApp me and I will hear your voice notes. I will read your texts and I will respond back. If you don't have WhatsApp, you can email me and I will respond by email as soon as I see it, because I know that having someone on call to help you through the growth is just as important as doing the actual work. And it's very powerful that when I designed my program this way, that I included these very important, what is the word I'm looking for? Components. That I included these very important components of going deep and doing the work, and also having the support throughout the days to have who to lean on, have who to ask. Wake up on the wrong side of the bed and say, oh, I can't get out of bed today. Something's stopping me from wanting to live, from wanting to, be positive, from wanting to be myself. Let's talk about it. It's okay. And a lot of times I'll just give like a quick, cheer me up voice note, or I'll answer some question really quickly but very deeply. And because we're working together, there's already the language, there's already all of the concepts. So it's really simple for me to be there for you. And that's why I'm so happy to do it. So I'm really feeling a lot of gratitude, and I'd like to take this opportunity to thank God for allowing me to record this. I didn't think I was going to make it, and here I am. For giving me the blessing of hearing other amazing people shining while they're still alive, and being able to pray for their well-being. For giving me the most amazing clients. And yesterday I just got a new client, and I'm blown away by the quality of people that are magnetized to me. And I think it's very intentional. It's the types of people who I want to be around. It's the type of people who I want to be attracting. And I'm grateful that it's working. I'm grateful. I'm really, really grateful. And of course, yeah, I signed up to a million different business classes and did everything about messaging. And I worked so hard to, really niche and sharpen my message and sharpen the words that I use and know what types of things to talk about in different settings. All that's great. But really, I want to remind everyone that this is God hand-picking people and bringing them to me. And it is not a secret. I'm telling you, my clients tell me that they feel like God brought me to them, like, with a, how do you say pinceta? I can't think of it. With a grabby thingy. Can't think of the word. Man, I hate when that happens. Like when you have to take out a splinter with a... Okay. So thank you, God. I love you. I'm grateful. I want everyone to know that. And I want you to think of what you are grateful for. And it could be just being able to hear my podcast and, the fact that you're here listening to this. I'm grateful for that. That's amazing. Thank you, God. And thank you. Thank you for listening. Thank you for coming for the updates and, all this crazy stuff. And I love you. Keep listening. Keep coming back. Make sure you're subscribed if you're not. Tell a friend if you want to. And don't forget to be connected for real. I will see you next week with an amazing episode and then maybe another update from me on Thursday. All the best. Shabbat Shalom and Happy Hanukkah.